Hello, I am at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi today. Today is actually the anniversary weekend of the park. On this day, 7 years ago, Ferrari World Abu Dhabi opened. It is quite busy here today, so I'm probably going to have to, queue a lot. So hopefully this is all good. So I need to go get my ticket. Love it here. It is a massive building. And yeah, so I need to go purchase my ticket. Right, so I'm in the park, and Tip heads straight for Formula Rossa because this thing gets awful queues and is most of the time only on one train. And I had problems with my ticket, so it's probably got like an hour queue already because this is the only ride people mostly come for. Well, there it is, Formula Rossa, the world's fastest coaster. Oh no. It's already got a massive queue, hasn't it? Okay, just need to head down these stairs. And this is Mount Tooth. How long is the... Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh my god, so no one here. I don't think anyone's here yet. Oh my god, yeah. Oh wow, that's like 10 minutes. Oh, today is my lucky day. This is one of the only rides that genuinely scares me now. Because as you can see here, everyone wears glasses. This is because it goes so fast, they don't want, well, take your glasses. It's because it goes so fast, and it's in the desert, so you might get sand in your eyes. So yeah. But wow, this only has a... I'd say I get in here within like, maybe 5 trains. So yeah, oh, queue jumping. And there's the train. See you off the road. Oh, Formula Rossa is one of the only rides in the world where I come off laughing. Because it is incredibly fast. And that acceleration is quite intense. And I have lots of moments where I'm seeing like little grey dots in my eyes because it's that intense. It is amazing. And now it's got a big queue, so glad I got on that within 10 minutes. But I'm going to go outside and just show you exactly how fast the ride is. Because, yeah. And then up here, you got a little TV showing all the stations. So, thanks. If your family member wants to go on it, but you don't, and you still want to get them a video on it, you can check when they're in the station, and you come out here to focus to the ride. So I'll show you what it's like when it launches. But wow, I love Formula Rossa. 10 out of 10. I hope that kind of puts into account how fast it is, because it is incredibly fast. And the sound that the acceleration, that the hydraulic launch makes, this sort of wing, it's just insane. Then you kind of feel your cheeks start to like flabber on in the wind, and you can get your picture just over there. But yeah. So tip for when you come to Ferrari World, head to Formula Rossa first because it gets big queues. Big queues. Good thing about that though, is that quite a few people, well, general public members, like, they mostly just come for Formula Rossa, then leave. I don't know why. they just do it. They don't realise that there are other roller coasters here. You have Ferrari Challenge GT, or as I've been calling it for the past years, Ferrari GT Challenge. You have the sort of flying theatre thing here, which I've never actually given it a go because its dispatch times are damn awful. You have Turbo Track, which is the sort of new shuttle coaster here. Flying Aces, which is my #1 coaster. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to go do now. Maybe I'll go do this. Maybe I'll do that today, but yeah. But then over here, you have a sort of good view of just how big the park is. Yeah, pretty big. Interestingly enough, it's lost its title for world's largest indoor theme park to IMG Worlds, even though this kind of looks bigger, and the building itself, if you look at it from the bird's eye view, looks bigger than the Ferrari building. However, that is because the actual only theme park portion of Ferrari World is just a little bit in the middle. It's the prongs that sort of make up the arms of it. That's nothing, they just hold up the park. It's just this. And then there's Turbo Track right there. And then you might notice another coaster in the background, but I'll get to that. I might give Turbo Track a go because last time I was here I only actually got it once. And the cool thing about Turbo Track is it goes both forwards and backwards. And I've only ever done the forwards version, so yeah. So I'll go give that a go. This here is Copra di Syllabula. It's basically an educational show. I don't like it. When Ferrari World first opened, it mostly only had Formula Rossa going for it. Quite a lot of it was educational and stuff. I think this go-kart track was here. Then you had the Scuderia Challenge, which is basically a pair of sort of motion simulators you control. I think it's an upfront charge, yeah, F1 and I think some of them are free, but some of them aren't. And don't know what's going on here. Something. We've got Red, which is like a sort of stunt show. Pretty cool. Tire Twist, which is like a teacups ride but with tyres. Turbo Track, of course, which I'll go give a go now. It's got like cool screens on the side of it. And a cool like techno soundtrack. Not by Score, unfortunately. Still pretty cool. And then you have that thing in the background. But I'll get to that. Get to that very soon. So I'm going to go give Turbo Track a go. Okay, so I just had a ride on Turbo Track. It's a good shuttle coaster. Not the best ride here in the park, but something that gets me is when this ride was being built and when the first POV of it came out, most people were complaining about how short it is. And yeah, it's meant to be short. It's a shuttle coaster. And people don't realise that in the sort of tube thing's place where the ride sits is it used to be a drop tower, and a really bad one as well. So what would you rather have? A bad drop tower or a decent little shuttle coaster which can pull some good G's here and there? So yeah, now I'm standing right next to this thing, so I'll do a bit of explaining about that now. So this here is a Dynamic Attractions SFX coaster, which will probably be called Mission Ferrari. It is a first of its kind in the world, and it's the first time that that these little cloth things have been here, and you can partially see inside the track. So I'll go look at that. Yeah, so it's being built by Dynamic Attractions, which I've only actually ever done one other coaster, and it was Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland, I think. And basically, this ride is going to incorporate lots of sort of practical elements. It's going to have a sort of, I think it's going to have a free-fall drop like 13's, but it's also going to have some more of the first ones. It has a feature called a tilter drop, where it basically rolls on a table back and forth and then goes back down backwards. I mean, we can sort of see through there a bit. Lots of lights. I see a sort of dome thing. It's going to have lots of sort of cinema projections, so that's probably where dome things are going to come. And it's going to come out of this massive show building here, go up over there, corkscrew back in. Oh yeah, we get a cool view. Oh look, there's sort of road signs up there saying Roma, Napoli to the left, Marilano straight ahead, and Vienna to the left. It's got like road markings, so I'm guessing it's theme of the ride is you're going to be on like a sort of cool road chase against something. And I don't know where the station is. Originally this here was actually a log flume called V12 Enter the Engine. When I first came to Ferrari World back in 2013, it was still there, and it was air. It was just an air dripped out. I mean, log flume. And so now they're turning it into something that will hopefully be really cool. And then there's actually a construction door around the side down here, which on my previous times I visited, there's always like a gap in it, and you can always get a good view of stuff that's inside the ride. It's all behind this thing here. Last time I was here, they had a what was it? Yeah, the tilter drop feature was on display. Well, it wasn't supposed to be, but I took a picture and someone told me off. So hopefully I can see that right now. Also, here's like a educational dark ride which is closed. Good riddance. I think they should shut this thing next, turn it into something more thrilling. Yeah, so there's a door here, and there's a little gap underneath, so I'll put my camera down there. Look, there's a gap right there, you can see what's in there. Yeah. And that's where the SFX coaster is going. So yeah, you right? Yeah, well, that happened. They gave me a few dirty looks. So yeah, that's Mission Ferrari. That's probably going to be opening next year, most likely. I can try setting my camera down the bottom. See what we see. Just a few feet. But yeah, I'll have to like screenshot that because I didn't really get a good glimpse. But then there's also a construction door around the other side of this thing here. This is also like a nice little area of the park, sort of Italian themes, and you got Speed of Magic, Driving Dream, which is an alright dark ride. Best one here, I think. They also have a shooter one called like Benno's Great Race or something. And yeah. And then here's the other door, which is locked currently. I can hear various sawmills going on there. So if we stick the camera under there, what do we see? Bright light. But yeah, so that's Mission Ferrari. It was meant to open back in 2016, and then people said it was going to open this year, but I think it's going to open next year, because in 2016 they had Flying Aces, this year they had Turbo Track, and then next year they'll have that, so they can basically say new coaster every year. Speaking of Flying Aces, I'm going to go have a ride on it, my #1 coaster. So I'm in the queue for Flying Aces. Smell pods. So yeah, this is an Intamin winged coaster, similar to that of Skyrush at Hershey Park, and it is themed around World War I. Most specifically, the pilot Fiasca something, and his squadron of Flying Aces. Francesco Brackett, that's it. He was a World War I pilot, and basically he had a picture of a horse on the side of his plane, and that horse ended up becoming the logo of Ferrari. So this isn't really themed to Ferrari. It's a nice little break. That's kind of a little issue I had with Ferrari World when I first came here. It was all just brands. They didn't come up with like a cool theme. This, while still being about Ferrari, is a big step away. And it's really nice in here. The camera can't pick it up, but it's pretty cool. All World War I stuff. And it kind of makes up...
famous Italian pilot asking me to join him in his flight. It's crazy.
Kind of makes up for the fact that in the ride there is actually no theming. But it's because it's in the desert, and any theming would just make it like rot. So it's kind of nice that it's in here. And you got like cool screens and everything. And then you come into like a bunker office. It's not really coming out well, but you've got the desks and stuff. And here's the thingy. And I just put here are the gates.
Please make sure you have read all the ride safety regulations and feel comfortable to ride. Now, brave pilots, take to the skies with Francesco Baraka and his flying aces. And now for an update from our first woman on the ground.
Sorry? Okay, I'll go second. So yeah, and then you just come through these air gates, and yeah, so I'm gonna go second route. Here we go! Yay, they haven't changed the restraints. Can't tell if that picks it up, but due to intense turns in the ride, rumors were that they were gonna replace the restraints with V-neck restraints. But yay! They're all still good, so you've got the plane there. So you put the doors open there and you climb to the top of the cable, left hill. And yeah, so there you go. See you after the ride. I love flying aces. So much. You get great airtime, it's very intense. It's got a cool backstory. Here's the station. Pretty cool. You like got a plane in there. And then you got a cool viewing deck all around out here. And it's... I can't even describe it. Just come out here and ride it. That's all I can say. And then out here is Flying Aces. I'll give it some shots now. So here is Flying Aces. Big lift hill. And there's the world's tallest non-inverting loop. You got several airtime hills. And then down there's the other junior coaster, Ferrari Challenge GT. Over there you have Yas Water World, where I was originally going to be visiting today, but oh well, maybe next time. And then that orange building there, and you can see like a tower being built in the background, that is Warner Brothers Abu Dhabi, which will be opening next year. So yeah, it's a pretty cool view. Don't drop the phone. Okay. There's Ferrari building. It was actually originally just like a an extension to the building. This, like, there was a side entrance, but they got rid of it. It was like a VIP entrance or something, and now if you work here, you come park down there. But yeah, hopefully the ride will come soon, and I can get. So that was Flying Aces. Hope you can see why I love it so much now. And it's really hot out here, so I'm gonna go inside now. So currently I am heading into Fire and Challenge GT. This is a pair of dueling racing coasters manufactured by Marathon. Sometimes only ever one side is open, so I might get lucky, might not, who knows. We'll see. But yeah, it's a prototype actually. It's a prototype R coaster, I think they're called. And yeah, so it's a window with an observation point. So I'll show you that now. So here it is. Here you go. Not much banking in this. And no one's in the queue, so probably only one side is open. Oh wait, no, both sides are. It's my lucky day. So yeah, when I first came here, Formula Rossa was closed, and this was the only coaster that was open, and I had like an hour wait. I had to queue all the way down there. Wasn't great. Question is, left side or right side? I'm going to go right-hand side. I can't remember what the difference is between the two, but oh well. Here they are. See you off to the right. I just had 2 dueling coasters to myself. I'm so alone. No one was on my car, and no one was on the other one, and they still dispatched them both at the same time. So I was having a race against a ghost. Yay, I'm alone. Help me, says. And it says Formula Rossa's on a 5-minute queue. I call BS on that. But I'll go check it out. Because if it is only 5 minutes, I will give it a go. Because why not? What else we got? Driving with the Champion, that's another sort of educational simulator. But yeah, maybe I'll give the Flying Theatre a go finally. But whenever I come to Ferrari World, the main things here are just basically the coasters. I mean, attractive dark ride, instead of guns, you use spanners. I previously said, most people just come to the park for Formula Rossa and then leave. And you got a lot of people down there, so I mean, let's see. Let's just see. Some people are coming out the queue, so that might make them think it's too long. So let's go down here and check. Not much theming around this ride either, so yeah, that's definitely not a 5-minute queue. They're using the extension now. Approximate wait time for the ride is 40 minutes. Yep, just as I thought. So I'm giving Rossa a miss again. I mean, maybe if I can squeeze it in later, I'll do it. But if I don't get on it again, I won't be mad. The bad thing about Rossa is that it's always only ever on a one train service. So, I mean, they have 2 trains, but very rarely do they use it. And you got t-shirts here at least. You got a red Formula Rossa shirt for only 195 dirhams. I'm gonna say no to that, because that is expensive. But I guess so is Ferraris. So, yeah. I'm gonna go see what else there is, man. Now, if you like cars, then this part is the best place for you. You've got lots of Ferrari models here. Sometimes it's just the parts, so you see what's inside the engines. What you got over here? You got the 2015 Ferrari 488 Spider. Cool. They probably cost a lot. Inside the car. Here's another one. This looks quite futuristic. They sometimes have ones up there, but they must replace them every once in a while. So, here's the 2011 LaFerrari Tesla, whatever that is. 2013 LaFerrari. And this looks like some kind of sports car version. They probably cost a lot. I'm not big into cars, but I wouldn't mind a Ferrari. If anyone wants to give me one, just give me a call. I'll happily take it off your hands. Terms and conditions apply. So, yeah. Turbo track up there. Maybe I'll have another go on that. I would really like to have another go at Rossa, but all these people, I can tell that they've just entered the park and they're headed over to the ride. So, yeah. Unless you spend... Oh, here it goes. There it is. Unless you spend, like, a long time here, then you might be able to get multiple re-rides in. It's a shame, really, because most people just know about Formula Rossa. They don't know about Turbo Track. They don't know about Flying Aces. And Flying Aces is way better than Formula Rossa. Here's another Ferrari. I don't know which one this is. Maybe it says Ferrari 488 GTB. There's a 488 GTB. Here's an expensive restaurant. Restaurants haven't been in New York. Yeah. Don't really know what to do. The Flying Theatre has a 45-minute queue. Maybe I'll do Speed of Magic. And I'll have a look at outside Mission Ferrari. This thing here. Oh, and then they have a stage thing down here as well. And then when there was originally G-Force, the drop tower here. Let's see if we can find the old door for it. So, first of all, it would have sat where the main sort of support thing is for the turbo track. That's where it was. It takes up the same space. And there's a door just there. That would have been where you would have entered. Or exit, I think it might be exit the ride. Yeah, that was where it exit, and then right here was where the queue went on to the drop tower. You get quite a cool view of the turbo track. So you would have entered around here, you would have queued all the way along down here, and then the entrance was, I think, was about here. It was a pretty bad drop tower. I never got to do it, but I heard that it gave no force whatsoever. It didn't have a launch up. Actually, I think it did. It didn't have a drop down. It launched up, but not very fast, and didn't bounce you around at the top. It brought you to the top so you had a nice view of the place, but then it would slowly lower you down. So it wasn't really much of a drop tower, it was more of an observation deck. And it only really lasted about 2 years. Because when I first visited in 2013, it was SP&O. The tower was still there, but the sort of pods were sort of missing. Anyway, so yeah, here's Mission Ferrari. Looks like we got some car thing wrapped up in cellophane there. So I'm guessing that's like a hover car or something. I'm just guessing. The storyline's going to be you're like testing out a new prototype Ferrari. It's going to hover something. And here's where it's going to say Mission Ferrari. You got like some cool sci-fi looking doors just back there. There goes Turbo Track. Yeah, some cool sci-fi looking doors. I don't actually know where on the right layout the station is going to be. That's because we've seen a few like supposed leaked layouts of the ride, but none of them indicates where a station is going to be. I'm guessing this is like a little bit of artwork that's going to be behind it. Cool, and there's the SFX coaster itself. So here we have a little kiddie dart ride. It's part dart ride, part outdoor. Sort of goes around a little monster of Italy, and then through a cave in there. There's lots of sparkly random lights. I think there's a captain in there, I can't remember. You can sort of see a sort of dome thing in there for Mission Ferrari. That's probably going to be a 360 screen. I think there's going to be a turntable effect there. But yeah, that door probably isn't open. You can sort of see stuff going on behind there. What I'm worrying about this ride is if it's going to be smooth, because the sort of, I'll get a better angle of it, but when you come out into this section, you sort of have an airtime hill, and that looks very sort of sharp. So maybe it's smooth. I mean, we don't even know what the ride cars are going to be like. I assume it's going to be 2x2, but maybe it's going to be like a Gerstner Eurofighter. So 2 rows of 4. Bit of a crown out here for flying aces, and we go, give it another go. Do I look good? I'm in the queue again for Formula Rossa. It's gone down to a 20-minute wait. I've been here about 10 and nearly there, so hopefully should go on it. I'm not going to queue for front row, I'm just going to head straight on. Sometimes if I'm lucky they'll say, hey, I need just one person, and I'll be like, yeah, me. In fact, there's someone right there who's just a single, so maybe, maybe not. Yeah, so see you in a bit. Okay, I just had a look at my hair. Jeez, wow. I just had a front row ride on Formula Rossa. I was put in front. I didn't ask to be in it, but I was put in it, and the front row feels so much faster than the other rows. When I actually went on it earlier today, I was like, that felt slower than usual, and maybe it was. But front row, my cheeks were just like, it was amazing, well and truly amazing. It was truly the best. Well, I haven't got pictures yet. Can't find them yet. But it was just I love it. So after numerous rerides on Mission Ferrari, Formula Rossa, Turbo Track, Flying Aces, and Ferrari Challenge GT, it's time for me to say goodbye to Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, for now at least. Had a really great time, highly recommend it to any enthusiast or just people wanting to come to this part of the world. Definitely worth it. Most people just come for Formula Rossa, and while Formula Rossa is a really, really good ride, also you should probably come for the likes of Flying Aces and Turbo Track and soon Mission Ferrari. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and from the anniversary weekend celebration here at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. Bye.